Connecticut.
Zero Connecticut.
Just Derby.
I think it's
Derby, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Just a Guy with a Beer. We had a little vacation last week for Labor Day, and we took a little rest, and we had a little live broadcast of the 9/11 ceremony at Griswold Elementary School on Friday night, but it wasn't really a show. But I'm here. This is episode number 11 of Just a Guy with a Beer. The date is September 15th, 2020, the year that most people would like to forget, except there is good news this week. We have a new edition. You want to talk about that, Ray?
A new edition.
Yeah,
Family.
to your family.
I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm like, we got beer. Yeah.
Heather is not
Yeah.
listening to this.
Yeah, well, she probably is, but yeah. Yep. Our son was born, little Beckham Tiger.
Yes,
So
congratulations.
He was born on the 8th. Thank you. We're very excited and thrilled to have
Beautiful
him.
baby boy. Yes, congratulations. So,
Sure is.
if you've been following us on Facebook all day, you know that we are here with the guys from DuNott Sports. It's Chris and Ray. Guys, thanks for coming on. You guys had me on your show a couple months ago, and it was a great success. Everybody asked me about it, about you guys, your show. I had some of my followers jump over and follow you guys now, so they love your show. I love your show, and that's why I wanted to have you guys on. You guys are also good friends of mine, so
Absolutely.
thanks for coming on, and welcome to the show.
No,
Well,
absolutely.
we appreciate it, man. We've been looking forward to this for a while. So
Yes.
that's good. We're super excited to be here.
Absolutely, and there's a lot to talk about. It's going to be a little bit different if you are a fan of my show. You watch every week. We're usually in a brewery. Well, today we're down in the Giants Cave, and it is the Giants Cave. Yes, even though there's beer around, this is the Giants Cave, and we'll talk about some sports today. We're going to drink some good beers. We have them laid out here on the table. We're going to talk about week 1 in the NFL was wrapped up last night.
Yeah.
And the last game, I don't know if you guys caught the end of the Titans Broncos. That was actually a pretty good game.
It appeared. It was nice that Steven Gostowski finally
Yeah,
Finally made
that
it.
poor guy.
finally made a kick.
Man, that guy fell off hard. He was
Yeah.
like the best kicker in the NFL, like the history of the NFL
Yeah.
for a long time, and then he just lost it.
Listen, that just
He's got
goes
the
to
yips.
show you the mental health game when because you don't just miss kicks.
Right.
You're injured or you're mentally just not right.
Yep.
So I'm gonna think his head game's a little bit off.
Yeah, and it was good to see him actually make that last kick though, because I hate to see it was like that guy from the Bears, the guy a few years ago from the Bears.
God, that missed that
He
field
missed
goal.
he triple doinked it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like one time. That poor bastard did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them was the one to win the game against the Vikings
Yeah.
or the Eagles. It was the Eagles.
Yeah.
And would have sent him to the
That was
NFC
a rough-
Championship.
That was
Yeah,
a rough.
rough.
That was a rough stretch for
Rough
him.
enough. So
That was tough.
week 1 wrapped up the NFL last night with 2 games. Unfortunately, our Giants did not fare so well, but lots of promise that we saw. So we'll touch on that a little bit. MLB is winding up. They're in the last third of their season.
Mhm.
Their 60-game season. We got about 19 games left. We'll talk a little bit about that. NBA playoffs. We got the Celtics tipping off the Eastern Conference Finals tonight, which is all great here for us in New England. So we'll talk a little bit about some beers. So we'll start off. We'll crack open one of these beers. I got a special one for you guys. This is from Barreled Souls, and these guys are from Echo, Maine. I got these up there. This was an awesome brewery. So if you guys ever get to go up that way again, I know that you've been up there to Portland. This is on the way up to Portland. It's just north of it's in between Old Orchard Beach and Portland.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget the name of the town up there.
Nice.
York. I'm sorry, it's
Oh,
York,
yeah.
Maine.
Okay.
So it's up there, Kennebunk area.
Yeah.
And it's a little place right off Route 1. It's very unassuming. It's very tiny. So but their beers are fantastic. This one's called Superman Punch. And you might have heard me talk about this a couple episodes ago when we did our Portland recap. And this one is actually a sour.
Yeah.
You guys know I love the sours.
So do we.
And this one's actually made with
Yeah.
fruit punch Kool-Aid.
Awesome.
So crack this one open, guys, and enjoy it. And we'll see what you guys think of this. And definitely, it's one of my favorites that I've had. It's probably the second best beer I had the entire trip.
I do want to thank you, Scott, for getting a Superman punch as a Giants fan. Considering we have a guy named Super Cam who started off 1-0
Nice
this year.
segue.
So,
Yeah.
you know what? I do appreciate it.
There's one thing he knows how to do, and that is segue into
And
topic.
and as people were paying attention, I do have a Patriots class.
I did hook up.
So I
did
do
hook
thank
up
you
with the
very
Patriots.
much, Mr. Fryer.
I thought about making you drink out of the Giants glass. And I said that would not be. That would be rude as a host. So
See, there's one thing that you guys
Cheers,
can't
buddies.
see. And the fact is that I am sitting in a pink chair,
yes, that was going to happen no matter
and
what.
that's okay. I'm drinking a pink beer. I love it.
Delicious.
Yeah, so it's more like a kettle sour. It's not like you were drinking the smoothie sours from 450, right?
Mm,
It's a different kind of sour.
mm.
It's tart. You can definitely get that Kool-Aid
Oh yeah,
right on the tongue. So
yeah. No, it's very good.
yeah,
I could definitely throw a couple of these back for sure.
yeah. Well,
Easy.
I did. As a matter of fact, that day we were sitting around. It was a gorgeous day. Now they were very very strict about their social distancing rules when we were up there, and you can only have 6 people or 8 people to a table. I think that particular brewery only let us have 6, and they were very strict about it. And everybody was very respectful. So the 6 of us were sitting around, and it was a gorgeous day out, sun. These were going down pretty smooth.
Yeah,
So
It's easy.
it's
on
very
a
easy
warm
to
day,
do.
You know?
Especially it's a Sunday afternoon and you know you ain't got to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
They go down a little more smooth on days like that.
Happens often. Happens often.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. So
Yeah,
this is a
very good.
personal
Thank
favorite
you.
of mine, and I'm glad I could share with you tonight.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I like it.
Mm.
Next time we take a trip to Maine,
Yes, definitely.
stop by the brewery and check it out.
So I have some buddies that are Heat fans. So when I see you, Jose. I see you in there. I know he's a big Heat fan. So it's all good, bro. The Heat are a really good team. The Celtics are going to have their hands full. I that um think that the Raptors were better than the Heat. Raptors were tough. The Celtics should have swept them, I thought.
They should have swapped them for
Um,
sure.
But I
put
think
a
the Heat
post up.
have some. Listen, it's all going to come down to one guy, and we all know it's going to be Jimmy Butler. So
But I think it comes down for one guy for the Celtics. One of them has to do something. That's Tatum or Kemba.
yeah,
Because Kemba fell off in game. Where was Kemba game 6? He only played 52 minutes.
you're waiting for that Kemba magic.
Like, come on,
Right?
man.
Yeah, you're
Like,
waiting for
and
that.
I'm not a Celtics fan. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. I've been a Chicago Bulls fan my entire life. And I'm rooting for the Celtics. I have a lot more love for the Celtics now that we got, some UConn blood there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But like, come on, man. We know you're a big time player, so I hope Kemba, he shines. Because if they beat the Heat, they're gonna have to ball out. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't think anyone's beating the Lakers in the West.
It's going to be tough,
I don't
man.
think it's gonna happen.
Like I always, if you look around here, I have my homage to Kobe. I'm a big Kobe fan.
Yeah.
So I always been a low key Lakers guy because of Kobe.
Mhm.
I'm at heart I'm a Knicks fan, but I refuse to root for the Knicks until
Well, it's impossible to root.
until they sell the team. Until Dolan sells,
Yeah.
I will not ever root for the Knicks. I don't care if they go 82-0. I will root for them to lose as long as Dolan is the owner of the team. So
Yeah.
I picked up kind of been like I jumped on the Celtics bandwagon because of Kemba. Kemba's was my favorite college player ever. Him and Ray, 2 of my favorite players of all time.
Yep.
I have a Kemba autograph around the corner on a national championship hat that he signed for me.
Nice.
So I'm a very big Kemba fan. So I was natural that I was going to root for the Celtics. I'm also a Tatum guy. I love Tatum, and they have the best.
He's got the makeup for it. He's got the body. He's got the size. He's pretty smooth with the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, he can get to the rack. We'll see what he can do.
I know.
mean, I'm rooting for the C's, man.
I feel bad rooting against the Heat because I really like Jimmy Butler. He's one of my favorite players.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of their coach, the Heat coach. And I think Spoelstra, I liked him. I think he handled the 3 personalities when they had the super team down there with LeBron.
When LeBron,
D Wade,
LeBron recruited him.
yeah, Chris Bosh,
Yeah.
and I thought he did a great with that personality.
Yeah. Who coached that team?
LeBron coached.
LeBron coached the team. Spoelstra was just the mouthpiece, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but Udonis Haslam has been on that team probably for like I don't know. Wasn't he on the team when Zoe was down there? Wasn't Haslam on the team when Alonzo Mourning was like the early 2000s? I think he's been on the Heat 14 years. If I'm not mistaken. I love that guy. He's one of my favorite players in the league as well.
Yep.
The guy's solid, man.
From the Gators.
Yeah, he's a solid
Florida.
player.
He's a Florida
Yeah, he's a
Gator.
Florida Gator. It's
Yeah,
great
he
to be a Florida Gator. Right?
SEC country.
Ugh,
Oh, boy,
we're not going to even talk.
SEC
We're not talking about college football.
Here
because
we go.
We don't want to talk about college football. College football is not happening this year, so it's Penn State's not playing.
If
Not
Penn State's
happening.
not playing, that means there's no college
So
football.
let me ask you a question on college football since we're talking about college football, even though we're not going to talk about college football. Did the Big Ten figure it out yet? Because I know Ryan Day was, throwing some things around, and they were going to have a meeting, and I don't. Did it
As
come
of
out
today,
yet?
as of today, the Big Ten is not playing football,
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
which is I disagree with the decision,
Oh, it's horrible.
but I get it.
Mhm.
I think even President Trump tried to get involved too. He was like
Yeah, he did.
trying to
Yeah.
make him.
He also wants
Do
those
it too.
votes in Ohio.
Yeah.
The Ohio.
Well, not even, well, just so you know, those words are not allowed to be spoken within the walls of my home. We don't say the B word or the O word in my house.
The B word or the O word.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, so don't get me to.
So Ohio State, is that the
Oh,
word?
see, you're just breaking the rules now. So don't say
Listen,
that or the B
I've
word.
never been a good rule follower,
Not a fan.
but I'll do my best.
Not a
I
fan.
won't say the B word.
Michigan's okay. Listen,
won't
I
say
can
the B
deal
word.
with Michigan because we always beat them anyway. But the other team, it's always a battle, and I despise them. So we're not gonna talk about
The B word.
it. It rhymes with suck eyes. How's that?
Oh, yeah. See?
Oh, the full name.
The
Full name. I will not say
the
it.
full name.
The
Call them the
full-
suck
yeah,
eyes.
The team
Yeah.
that gets the preferential rankings every year. That
Yes.
team. All right, I'll refer to them as that.
Yeah.
team.
Well, no, I
suck
thought that was
ass.
Notre Dame.
The suck ass team. Well, they do too, but they
always
major
benefit of the doubt.
network. They own a major network.
Yes.
So
we do.
it's what happens.
Yes.
Not
So
like Irish.
see, we have 16 people watching right now. That's good.
Nice.
So it's a
Yeah.
Tuesday night. It's it's a beautiful night out tonight. I guess did you guys happen to see the sunrise this morning?
This morning, yeah.
It was amazing.
It was,
I didn't know it was because of the smoke from the fires out west. That's pretty.
Oh,
That
I
sucks.
did read that.
I would have never guessed that, to
No.
be honest with you. I woke up this morning, I'm like, man, I was driving out of work, and I was like, yeah, man, this looks kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then I got the alert on my phone, like, hey, everybody, check out the skies. It's from the fires in California.
So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I have some friends out there in Oregon. They lost everything, and it's unfortunate. And and then you see, without getting political, you see those idiots that are setting fires to the homes that people left because they're afraid their house is going to burn down. They evacuated, and then these idiots are going in there, looting people's homes, and then setting them on fire. It's awful.
Complete anarchy out
It
there,
is.
man.
It's terrible. So hopefully we're lucky right now that we're not dealing with that. But anyway, so if you're watching, thanks for joining us. I see some friends from Jersey. The mom's always watching. Mom always watches. So mom says, "Hey, I have some new fans this week. I have a good friend out in Canada. I have my first Canadian viewer out there
Wow,
this week.
very
So
nice. Very nice.
yeah, hell yeah. So Allison, if you're watching, Captain, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you
Very cool.
watching the show for me. So let's get right into week 1 of the NFL since that's the hot topic right now. I thought it was a pretty good week. It started off with the Chiefs and the Chiefs and the Texans on Thursday night, right?
Yep.
It was a close game for about 12 minutes, right?
Say 10, but
Yeah. 10 minutes of game time. That was a close game, and then it just was, it was the Pat Mahomes show.
Yeah.
Well,
as usual. I mean, listen,
he's just incredible.
he is.
Love watching that guy play. And the connection with him and Kelsey is awesome, and
Yes.
he makes plays that nobody else can. Half the plays he makes, you can't even teach. That's just natural
It's
ability.
natural. Yeah.
So very impressed as always. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy got his money, and he's gonna be a probably go down as one of the best quarterbacks ever. And I know we're gonna be talking a little bit about quarterbacks later on.
Yes, we do
It's
have
absurd money. It's absurd.
It is.
I think it's actually ridiculous what
obscene
the NFL
money.
is doing.
It's obscene
stupid.
money.
It's stupid.
You can't spend that much money.
How are you going to pay the next guy?
Yeah, but listen,
How are you going to pay the next guy?
they structured it.
He structured it
The way that they structured it, his contract was, big money doesn't come from I think 5 or 7 years.
Yep.
So they know they got to sign Tyreek Hill, and they got to sign Kelsey, and they got to sign all these guys to stay on the team. So he took less money up front, and then his money comes on the back end when he may be, might be good for him because he'll be a few steps slower.
Right.
So it happens to everybody.
A half $500
$500 million.
dollars.
Yeah.
It's stupid money, and honestly, that no player should be worth more than a franchise or
Mm.
the worst franchise in the league. I don't know what they're worth, but $500 million. Come on, we gotta. Nobody is worth that. I'm sorry. Yes, he's fantastic. But the player that we got to talk about is the rookie out of LSU, the running back.
Oh,
Edwards Clyde Hilaire put on a display of
Yes.
why he played in the SEC and translated bang right to the NFL.
yes.
Right away.
Right away.
He's a great player. Now
He's a stud.
he was an impact player. Right, and then I'll pull a segue like you did. His boy, Joe Burrow, had a
Sure.
great game.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
The draft class was good.
It was
A
great.
good draft class.
Yeah. So the
You know.
season started off really well. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting game, but it was kind of cool with football was back.
Yep.
Despite all the other crap going on with it. I'm for one. I'm not me boycotting football
Yeah, it's
or any sport. It doesn't matter to them.
Mm.
It doesn't hurt their bottom line. I served in the military, so people could have a voice.
Right.
And hey, if somebody doesn't like it and they don't want to watch it, okay, I'm okay with that too.
yeah, it's
Sure.
Right?
don't
But
bother
there's
us.
been a lot of talk about that, and it's whatever. I don't love it, but it is what it is. It's their right, and I just wish it wasn't forced on us as
Right.
much as it has.
Oh no, they're trying to feed it down your throat, and that's the problem that everybody's having. There's
It
a way
is.
about going about it, and I don't think there's a right way, to be honest with you, because you're going to piss off
Somebody's gonna get
this
angry.
area, you're going to piss off that area, you're going to
Yep,
piss off
right.
the people behind you, and then the people in front of you. So there's nothing that's going to make it right. But I love football. I love sports. I mean, I love my country.
Yeah.
I love the police. I mean,
Yeah.
I love everybody. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I mean, there's some people that you could probably do without, but you know,
It is what
it's
it
an
is, man.
unfortunate situation. So
It's unfortunate because it almost forces you to take a side. I hate that. It makes you uncomfortable because I have close friends on both sides. You
Yeah,
know what I
sure.
mean? So
Yeah.
I try to
we
be
all
the
do.
Switzerland, and I try to say, look, I love you, and I love you, and I care about everybody, and I care about sports, and I care about your life and your life and your life. But some people are just so focused on one thing, and then they have to be inundated with it. And a person I work with made a great point today. He's like, I got rid of TV because I can't stand watching the news. Every time I watch the news, it's nothing good. Nothing good is happening. It's almost like they force feed you bad things all the time.
Yeah.
He said I got rid of that, so I didn't have to see it anymore. So I turn on, I want to watch a sporting event, and there it is right there. You know what I mean?
And now, I mean, do you remember putting on any game, seeing the national anthem? Do like a normal 1 o'clock game?
No,
There's never
never.
an anthem.
The Super
Now-
Bowl, the
now-
only one that I ever remember.
Any major sporting event.
Yep.
NASCAR, I think, is the only sport
Hockey.
where hockey as
Hockey,
well.
they always broadcast
So
the national
the
anthem.
NFL never did the national anthem during a regular 1 o'clock game.
Not on TV, no.
NBA not on TV, right?
Nope.
And we're watching at home, so all the ratings are down. Everything, all the ratings are down, and there's more people at home right now sitting with nothing to do but watch sports. So if anything, the ratings should be up.
Correct.
The stadiums aren't full because you can't go to a stadium and watch a game, but the ratings are down.
Right. And despite
Doesn't make
the
sense.
despite the the differences of opinion that everybody has, the product they're putting out there is still fantastic. I mean, they're the best athletes in the world.
Absolutely.
No matter what sport you're watching, whether it's the NBA, if it's the NFL, if it's NHL, MLB, whatever. Those are the best athletes at their sport.
Yeah.
They're competing at the highest level in the world.
Mhm.
Despite, there are, like I said, our differences of opinions. It is what it is. And I'm still watching it because I enjoy just watching the sport.
Same.
Yeah,
So-
we talked about that too. Like, we all have our opinions, and we all have, we all want to believe in what we want to believe in. But for me, just growing up around sports, I mean, we all grew up around sports. It's been something that we've lived our entire lives. And I mean, I'm not gonna not watch the Yankees. I'm not gonna not watch the NFL or the Giants.
Yep.
Like, it's a distraction for me. It's an outlet.
There's a
I
reason
think-
not to watch the Giants.
Easy.
Well, that's all right.
Easy.
We'll talk about that.
We will.
But but at the same time, it's an outlet for me, and I think it's an outlet for all of us. We need something to cheer for,
Yes.
especially with the world, the way the world is
Something
right
that'll
now.
take your mind off
Yeah,
the bad stuff that's
Yeah.
going on right now.
So-
Exactly.
I mean, listen, people, it's not going to buy. If people want to go on Facebook and just continuously every single day
Troll.
just say screw
Trolls.
sports. I'm not watching sports. This
Right.
is crazy. That's fine, man. You're not bothering me about it. I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I support you. You don't want to watch the NFL or NBA. That's
We
cool,
won't,
man.
and I will not talk about sports with those people that I know aren't doing it. I respect that. Cool.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it. I'm not going to bring up sports to you. You know,
Yep.
it is what it is. But we have a passion for it. That's why we started DuNott Sports, and that's why we're here talking with you. We all have a passion for it, and so hey, everybody's welcome to their opinion, but at the same time, I hope that all of this can kind of somehow come to a close at one point or another. I know it's going to be a while. I think it will again.
Unfortunately, I mean, listen, it's hard. I say we're not going to talk about it. But it's okay to have a discussion.
Of course it is.
Even though this is a beer and sports show, this is some of the things that you have to talk about. You can't avoid talking about it, right?
Right.
So my camera woman is, if you're watching, the camera's not panning. My lovely assistant is fixing the camera for me. No, there's a thing in the front right there. Right there. Yep.
It's great that you have a camera person.
I know, it's great.
You have to halfway through
we
a
gotta
show.
work. We gotta work on this.
I don't know what you're doing.
There
you go. That's good.
That's good.
Awesome. So like I was saying, you can't not talk about it. You can't avoid it because you're like I said, you're inundated with it. It's in your life 24/7.
Yeah.
The only time you don't hear about any of these social issues is when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And you can't avoid it.
It's impossible to not talk about it, and
Right.
we talk about it as civilly as possible. And Ray and I, we talk all the time about how we're going to talk about this, how we're going to talk about that. No, we're just going to talk about it like regular human beings, and that's okay because we have a lot of people reach out on our show, and we had a lot of people actually. One of our most recent shows that we did, they actually sent us messages and said, "Hey, thank you for talking about that because you're getting it from a different perspective other than the news.
Right.
We're all local. We're local doing this kind of all together, and I think people appreciate hearing."
An honest opinion
versus
like
CNN or Fox News or whatever.
You know what was cool for me?
Or conservative. Or no, we're in the middle.
Yeah,
the cool thing for me was listen, I wasn't born with a spoon in my mouth. My parents worked really hard. They instilled the hardworking values in me. But I'm still a white man in America, right?
Sure.
So we know there's a stigma with that now,
of course,
right? And I hate to say the word white privilege, but when people say that and they throw that around, I can almost see where I've never been judged by the color of my skin. Period. I have some very good, very very close friends of mine that are African Americans, and for me, over the last 3 or 4 or 5 months, seeing their side of things and listening to what they have to say, it made me see things from a different side. Because I'm not that person who's like, this is all BS. There's no such thing as racism. It's all reported by the media. Well, that may partially be true because the media only tells you the bad things that are going on in the world. It does exist.
I don't disagree with you. One question I'm going to ask you, though, is when you put on that vest, when you're on your motorcycle, and you go to let's say, a not so biker-friendly area,
right?
And you walk in there, don't people look at you funny?
They do.
Aren't you a white man?
Yes.
So you're not a black man, and I'm not comparing the two whatsoever.
Right.
But it kind of gives you a little bit of feel.
Exactly.
What might be going on right now?
Dude, you are 1,000%
been there, and I'm not gonna try to say.
No, that's a great analogy, right?
But just to put things into perspective, so do I get it? Yes, but at the same time, another way that I look at it is, and I'm not saying that it's not racism, but there are a lot of stereotypes, right?
Yes,
towards
exactly.
bikers, towards white privilege, white man, African American, whatever it may be. But the one thing that I'm having a hard time dealing with, personally, is a lot of it is just there's no respect for any particular person at all.
Correct.
Because if you don't feel one way, then you're a piece of shit.
Right. And the other person's always wrong. And that sucks. And that's where I think that's where we are right now as a society is
can't figure it out.
One side feels this way and you're wrong, and then the other side is like, no, you're wrong, and you can never be right, and you can never be right. So it's kind of sucks where we are right now as a country. But listen, I think that we'll come back around. We just need to come together. I said this before. One thing politicians hate is when people come together and we stand united as a people. It makes it tougher for them to divide us. So the whole united we stand thing really applies.
It's funny because to that point, Scott, you posted a really awesome photo on 9/11. Obviously, we all know where we were on 9/11. We
Yep.
all know what a horrible, horrific day that was for everyone. And you, I think you posted a picture saying, I saw it a few places, but I think you did. I think you posted it too. Uh, don't you wish we could just go back to September 12th,
Yes.
where we came together as a country, we rallied. You know, it didn't matter what color your skin was or what race you were.
You're American.
You were
Everybody
American
was
that
American.
day.
Yep.
You know, and even people in other countries felt for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just hope that one day this can all stop. And I mean, God, you know, we don't need. Obviously, no one ever would want to experience another 9/11 again, but we need to somehow figure out how we can get to this point where we were on September 12th, 2001, where we were all together. It was like, it
Yeah.
was an unbelievable, you know, thing. And it was like that for a very long time. And obviously things change, but,
Hey, even when,
you know,
do you guys remember when the day that they announced that we killed Osama bin Laden?
yeah,
And that was like
another one.
a surge of
another one.
patriotism. It didn't
Yeah.
last as long as it did after 9/11,
I was
but
in
it was a
college.
couple weeks right there where, you know, you turn on the news and people were chanting USA instead of death to America. Our own citizens, you know, me as a military man, that hurts. That cuts deep.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so these people are the people that I volunteered to put my life
On the line.
line
Yeah.
for every single day. I mean, granted, I was on a submarine and I wasn't in the direct combat, but I have friends that were, and I'm sure you guys have friends that
Sure.
have seen combat. And
Yeah.
those guys, every single day they woke up, they didn't know if they were going to make it
Mhm.
to the end of the day because of where they were and what they were doing. You know, and it's what you do every day.
Sure.
Basically, you're here.
Yeah.
But you guys get what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
And then to have people that are our own countrymen saying those kind of things, it hurts.
It
And
hurts.
listen, I get why they're upset, and I know they're angry. But there's no really right way to tell somebody how they should vent their anger. Even though I say you shouldn't be burning your own cities down and looting people's businesses,
Yeah.
Right.
who am I to say what the right and wrong way is? Everybody knows the difference between right and wrong.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so
Maybe.
it's fruitless to
Maybe.
argue with it,
Maybe.
but it is what it is.
You
But
don't
hey,
know. You
it is
don't
what it
know
is.
what's right and wrong. Some people don't know.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we're having a hard time understanding is that some people don't know what's right and they don't know what's wrong because let's face it, everybody's raised differently, and that's the only thing that's going to fix this whole thing.
Yep.
Is you got to teach your kids not to hate African Americans. You got to teach your kids not to hate cops. You
Yeah.
got to teach your kids, to have
Just
respect for
respect
one
for
another, and
as
that
people.
doesn't happen. And you got to teach them how to try to earn something and not give them everything.
Correct.
Okay, nobody gets a trophy. Not everybody gets a trophy. You got to earn that thing. That's how it goes. Anyway,
We're getting
way.
we got off the turnpike, man. We're off
So
the exit
back to
already.
Joe
So we're
Burrow.
talking about Joe
Back
Burrow.
to Joe Burrow.
Let's talk about football for the rest of the show. We'll
Yep.
touch on some football.
That was
So,
good, though. That was
Week
good.
1, Joe Burrow. They didn't get the W,
Nope.
but he played well. He played well enough to win. But still, he's welcome to Cincinnati. That's his welcome to Cincinnati moment.
Listen, I want to say one thing about that. If you go into DuNott Sports and check out the Sharp 5 report, okay? Sharp 5 report, 5 locks of the week, or 5 picks of the week against the spread. That report specifically says Joe Burrow is going to lead the Cincinnati Bengals down the field in the last drive.
It does.
And the kicker missed
Shank.
the kick.
Yeah.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I mean, if you don't think that Joe Burrow is going to have a huge impact and be an absolute lethal weapon for the Bengals, you're crazy. You're
Get
crazy.
your glass.
Oh, he's
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
good. So that was just part of it. So let's talk about the elephant in the room right now. That's number 12 for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
He looked very pedestrian on Sunday.
He's
Very
taking
pedestrian.
He's taking a beating, man.
Did you see that first throw though? He threw to Godwin, and I'm like, oh, here he goes. Here comes the goat.
Yeah,
I
listen,
couldn't believe it.
he's still
he
Tom
put
Brady.
that thing right in a basket, but I'll tell you what, the pressure that the Saints were giving him, it was a problem. He threw a couple picks. I mean, him and Evans were off on that one pick that he threw. He stopped his route. He should have kept going. The other one was just a terrible pick six. It reminded me of
that's back-to-back games for him, right? He threw a pick six in the
no, it's three
games in a row.
He's never done it in his career.
3 games in a row with a pick six.
3 games in a row with a pick six. Next week could be 4.
I know a quarterback that's done that before.
Yeah, I know a couple.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, listen,
he retired.
Tom Brady's taking a beating.
He did. He took a beating. He's going to take a beating.
He's taking a beating, and he's going to. And that's something that people are going to have to respect is that Tom Brady is not with New England anymore. You know, you see the memes and all like the
Yeah, it's
articles
fun.
saying this was a bad idea. You know, I want to speak to the manager.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was great.
I love that
Look,
one.
I tell you what though, I saw an amped up and pumped up Tom Brady
I did.
on Sunday.
It's
Yelling,
vintage
getting his guys
TB12,
up,
man.
you know, yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, and listen, he's gonna be fine. Tom Brady and the Bucks are gonna be fine.
Yes.
You
But
know, so,
it's still fun. As a Giants fan, it's still fun to.
of course it
I
is.
love Tom
It's
Brady.
super tough. It's super tough to go to New Orleans against Drew
It
Brees
is.
in a team that he's been playing for the last
Yeah.
10, 12 years, however long.
I love Brady, and I tease a lot, I kid a lot, but Tom Brady is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in any sport that I ever got to watch play.
He's
And
the
I like
GOAT.
to tease about it, but honestly, at the end of the day, he's still a goat.
Yeah, he's
So
the GOAT.
we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you guys let's have another beer.
Okay.
And while you guys pour the next beer, I'm going to take care of some business
Let's
here.
do it.
For GNS Auto Sales, if you're in the market for a used vehicle at a great price, come down to GNS Auto Sales in Franklin, Connecticut, and take a look at their great selection. BMW, Audi, Dodge, Chevy, and Ford, and so much more. Whether it's an oil change, brake repair, or the checked engine light, let Pat Windy and their team of professionals take care of all your automotive needs. That's GNS Auto Sales located on Route 32 in Franklin, Connecticut. Give them a call at 860-383-0050 or find them on the web at www.gnsautosallsllc.com. Unify Unify is a local full-service marketing and branding agency that helps your business strategize, develop, and implement a marketing plan using the best platforms and materials to connect you with the right customers quickly. Find them on Facebook at Unify CT or on Instagram at Unify_CT or call Laura directly at 860-326-6003. These guys brewing company, if you got a taste for exquisitely crafted beer and pub grub with a fruity flair, then these guys brewing company on Franklin Street in Norwich, Connecticut has got what you're craving. Enjoy a variety of classic and unique craft beers brewed on site and indulge in a delicious meal with seasonal dishes from their scratch kitchen. Check them out on Facebook or online at theseguysbrewing.com to stay up to date with their freshest beer, current menu, and upcoming events. These Guys Brewing Company, where it's all about good times, great food, and fantastic beer. And Imperial Essentials was created by college student Brendan Doyle, who wanted to escape the realities of society. His mission was to create a branded message that supports the people who are going through tough times in life. Check him out online at www.imperialessentials.com and also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We do have a new sponsor to the show this week. Last week I didn't get a chance to really talk about it because I didn't really have a show last week. So I would like to welcome These Guys Brewing. I'm sorry, Epicure Brewing to
Nice.
Just a Guy with a Beer, and my good friends there. I had a show uh, a couple weeks ago with Rob and Julina, and it's excellent. It was one of my favorite shows.
Great people over there.
And
man.
yeah,
Same thing
listen,
with these guys too.
these guys,
yeah.
that little area right there is such a great spot.
Mm.
Epicure has become one of my favorite places to go, and these guys, it's not just they have good beer, it's the atmosphere, it's the staff. Everybody's cool there. You feel home when you're there. You know what I mean? It's a good place to go. So check them out. And like I say, welcome to Epicure. It's a Connecticut-based craft brewery seeking to enable great experiences featuring their beer friends and a lot of laughter. Bring your own friends or make new ones at Epicure Brewing. It's located at 40 Franklin Street in historic downtown Norwich, Connecticut. Also find them on the web at www.epicure.com. It's hashtag Epicure for life. Thank you, Jason, for that. And guys, thanks for patience while I took care of that. And thanking my sponsors. So what do we got? What are we drinking?
I gotta tell you, you did a great job with that.
Yeah, you did good.
Oh,
That
thanks.
was flawless on the
Yeah.
spot. Bang,
Flawless.
nailed it. So
It's like he's
hey,
been doing it.
hey, we're gonna cheers to how flawless you were.
So what are we drinking, man? What do we got?
We got a
This is
great
the one.
day.
This is the one I picked out.
Great Day IPA.
Great Day IPA.
Okay, these guys are from Bad Sons Brewing,
Yep.
which is a Connecticut beer.
Yep.
I
Derby.
love the art.
Derby, Connecticut. Yeah, they have some of the coolest cans
They
in
do.
the whole package.
They do.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, the skull with the hops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
brewed
cool,
in,
man.
drawn in there.
Some bright
They kind of
colors.
drew my attention. The other one I picked was an 8%. I thought it'd be a bad idea. So
Yeah, well,
I went with the six. I went with the
Making
6%.
smart decisions. Making
Um,
smart decisions.
Once in a while, I make a good decision. So this one is a 42 IBU.
What does that even mean?
so an IBU is an international bitterness unit.
Oh,
Okay, so the
That's
higher the
why I looked
number,
at it.
the higher the number, the more bitter the beer is going to be. So a 42 is probably that's like an average IPA,
Okay.
single malt,
Okay.
single hop IPA.
I don't.
So you'll get it'll be a little bit, but
Mhm.
nothing like you're not going to put it in your mouth and you're not going to taste like you're chewing on a pine cone with this. So
That's good.
The Untapped app
yes,
has this as a 3.7 out of 5
okay,
with like 5,800.
Yeah. That's above
reviews.
average. Yep, that's an above
So-
average. Yep. Well, cheers. Thanks for
Cheers,
bringing it.
guys.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers,
I kinda,
guys.
I kind of broke the rule. I took a sip before we did
Yeah,
that.
that's okay.
That's all right. I usually.
I'm speaking real quick of.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is good. I do.
That's
like
really
it a lot.
smooth and light. Yeah, my wife would like that one. Yeah.
So as far as Epicure goes, I don't know if they have it, but I remember I work in Norwich, obviously. So the very first time I went down to Epicure was after one of the Winterfest parades that we had down there, and they had. I mean, you would appreciate this. Cash Rules,
I love it. I got
which
some upstairs.
which is like hands down, I think the best one that they have. And then so we had a handful of those there. That was great. And then over at these guys, I think it was last year, they had actually the police department actually did a beer down there. The fire department has one too.
Nice.
It was called Signal 46,
Nice.
which is awesome. It was really, really good. I don't know if they still have it down there. I haven't been down.
I didn't see it on the menu. I was there
Yeah.
last week and I didn't see it on the menu.
So, but yeah, Cash Rules is like one of my go-tos. So
So you said that Cash Rules, yes. So when I had them on my show,
Yep.
right? I had Robin Javina on the show. That was I requested that because they had just
Yeah.
come out.
Yep.
And because I had my good friend Jeanette Taylor on the show. She was on my first episode,
Mhm.
and she's a beer tender there.
Yep.
Right. She serves there on Friday nights. Go see her, and she was telling me about that. And I couldn't wait because she knew that I would like it because of the whole Wu Tang
Oh
theme.
yeah, Wu-Tang, yeah.
It's a cream ale and it's good, and I immediately fell in love with it.
It's so good.
But then the second beer I requested was One for Chesty. Now, One for Chesty is a black double IPA made with coffee from one of the local coffee shops there in Norwich.
Which one?
Forgive me for not remembering.
Is it right there on the same street?
Maybe yes.
Or on
So
the opposite
anybody from
street?
Epicure, if you're watching, please tell me what the coffee shop.
It could be the brewery on Lower.
That you
or
guys
not
got
the
it?
brewery, the coffee shop on Lower Broadway, right across
Right
from
by
Maybe, yeah.
Billy
right by
Wilson's,
Wilson's,
maybe.
yeah.
Right by
Sorry that I
Wilson's,
don't
think it's
remember,
that.
guys. So,
Yep.
but that immediately became my favorite beer. Right now, it's my favorite beer. So I've been back twice since then, and I haven't not drank anything else but that.
Mm.
I'm in the Mug Club now, so that was very cool.
Yeah, that's
they
cool.
they
Yeah,
gave
I
me a
like that a
membership
lot.
to the Mug Club
Yep.
for a year, and I'm mug number 202.
Yep.
That way I wanted
Awesome.
Jeter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Something Roasters. Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's on there
Oh,
from
God,
from
I worked down
Craftsman
there
Roasters?
literally every day.
Craftsman Cliff
Craftsman
Roasters.
Cliff
Thanks,
Roasters,
Rob.
That's it.
Cool.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
that's
Rob
what it
coming
is.
through. Yeah,
Thanks,
baby.
Rob.
All right.
Appreciate that, man.
Epicure peeps coming
It's
through.
pretty good. I used to go there actually before work sometimes and grab a nice coffee, and then they had those little breakfast sandwiches.
I'm gonna go down there tomorrow morning. Actually.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not
See,
bad.
now we're getting some
It's not
local
bad.
love down here.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Craftsman Cliff Roasters, guys. If you don't know where that is, you can give an address, Rob, on that.
It's right in
Right
right
by
on
Billy
Lower Broadway.
Wilson's.
Lower Broadway in Norwich. Go
yep.
visit them.
Right across from the Warregan, pretty much.
Okay, yeah. Now I know exactly
yeah,
where it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
25 Broadway is where the Warregan is, and it's right across
Right
the street.
across the
They're
street.
they're very cool over there. Good
Awesome.
people.
Now, listen. If you are a fan of the show and you've been watching, you know that I'm all about the local love, man. I love local breweries, the people, and that's what makes it. I mean, yes, beer is awesome, and beer exists to make me happy.
Yes, it is.
However, I don't want to forget to mention that the people that make the beer there are the best people in the world.
Yeah.
Right. Every brewery that I've been to since I started the show, really every brewery I've ever been to, I haven't been to a bad one yet. I've been to some that are better than others,
Sure.
but every single time I go someplace, the people in the beer community are awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me going every week. Besides the great beers, couldn't tell my beers. It took me a long time to get
Hey,
this.
we're all
Yeah.
there too. It's
Right.
okay. Don't worry about it.
It's the people, man. It's always the people.
And a lot of people don't realize how incredibly difficult
It is very difficult, man.
It's not like one of those things where you're just throwing stuff into a gigantic.
Yeah, and then cooking it like home brewing, so much easier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you see it on the bigger scale, when those guys they put a lot of heart into it, and that's what makes some of the beers that I go to, the breweries that I go to that aren't as good, you can tell. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just by walking in there, you're like, okay, but it's still hard. You appreciate the hard work and what it takes to make just one single batch of beer.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a
we
lot.
take that for granted, and you're like, oh well, this beer sucks. Well,
These people work years.
people
on
work
this
a
beer.
long time for that, man. It's their dream, right? Somebody that made that beer is living their dream, man. You should appreciate that. May not be your favorite, but just give them some love. Seriously, every single person that I've met while doing the show has been in top notch. Oh, and especially the people at these guys, and especially the people at Epicure. They're not just associates now; the people have become my friends.
Yeah,
Sure,
absolutely.
yeah.
And you know, I love when I see them. I like to go see them when I have time off, and I want to go someplace. That's the first place. Those are the first two places I think I
Sure.
want to go.
Absolutely.
You know, they're close, and it's just the whole atmosphere, the entire staff, everybody there is all great. So thanks you to both of those places for supporting Just a Guy with a Beer, and thank you for the hard work and the beers that you produce. So let's get back to NFL Week 1, right? This is what we're talking about.
We got that Joe Burrow is a really good quarterback and he's going to be great. What's the next?
Who's
what's the next
next?
one on the list?
We talked a little TB12 and how he looked a little average, but listen, there was no preseason, so he had to shake the rust off. He's what, 43 years old?
Yeah, he still looks like he's going to
He's
go
still
out there
playing,
and do
man.
big things.
So
Of course he is.
Yeah, they're gonna be
okay.
tough.
They're gonna be okay.
be
All
good.
the people out there like naysaying and oh my God, he's washed up and this and that and everything else. They don't really know what they're talking about.
No,
And I'm
no.
sorry because I don't know everything.
I
But you know
tease.
one thing: Tom Brady he's got some great talent in Tampa.
Oh yeah.
He does.
They played the best. New Orleans was the best or the second best team. Oh God, you know what?
I'm already calling it, man.
There's three teams in the NFC that are really good right now. Really good. You have Tampa
Saints.
Bay. I'm sorry, New Orleans, Green Bay, and Seattle.
Yes.
Watch out.
So,
Watch out for those
The
three
Saints are
teams.
going to the Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now. Saints.
I did pick the Saints to go to the Super
Saints
Bowl.
Chiefs, man. That's the Super Bowl this year.
I still got the Bucks, and I'm not going to change that pick.
I was on the fence with the
once
Chiefs.
Once they get that, you know,
Yeah.
continuity, and
I worry
they're
about their
on the
line.
same page.
I worry about their offensive line. That's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah.
Keeping Brady upright and healthy. It's
Yeah.
going to be the key for them.
We'll see. I mean, they need once Fournette gets a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's new. He's only been there a couple weeks, so
He's
I don't
another
even know
huge huge weapon for them, man. Just
Yeah.
like
listen, Gronk had 3 targets the whole game.
yes.
what does that tell you?
Do you
Right.
think
So
that
many
Brady?
weapons, man.
You think Brady, who was like, after week 1, you don't think he's going to start looking at his guy?
Of course he is. That's why they brought Gronk in.
He's going to be looking at his guy.
They gotta
Of course
get a guy
he is.
for him to
He's
feel a
gonna be
little bit
looking
more
at his
He has
guy.
so many targets. He's never had this much talent around.
Never,
He's never
He
had
has-
this.
And he has 6 Super Bowls.
Even with when he had the 07
Randy
season
Moss?
when he had Randy Moss.
Didn't they?
It
Didn't,
is-
they
yeah,
didn't
this
win
is
anything.
way better, man.
They didn't win anything.
Yeah,
You got-
that's
you
right.
know,
What?
They
God,
didn't
Did they win the
anything.
Super Bowl that year?
No,
Oh, no. They were undefeated until that day.
doesn't matter. That's
You're
in the past.
not gonna change any
In
of
the
his
past.
opinions on
It's in the
Tom
How
Brady.
many Super Bowls?
No,
have we
listen, I'm
had
not trying to
since that
change.
one?
I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion on Tom Brady. Tom Brady, in my opinion, this is why I wanted to have the great debate. My opinion is Tom Brady is the best quarterback that ever played football. Followed a close second by John Elway, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like
Okay,
Elway too.
I'm a huge Elway guy.
I love Elway.
So
I
we
love
talked
Steve
about
Young as
the
well.
Pats, or we haven't talked about the Patriots yet. We'll talk.
Okay.
You're a Patriots guy.
Patriots, yeah.
Mhm.
What did you think?
I'll give you my opinion, what I thought about it. I didn't watch the game. Admittedly, I watched highlights. What did you think of Cam Newton's performance?
I thought he was great. I thought Cam was great. I think that Cam he has nothing around him, and that's one thing that is going to be hard for
got
the
Edelman.
Patriots. Listen, exactly, and the defense knows who Edelman is, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna have to put a lot of hope in Harry. We're gonna have to put a lot of hope in Demir Bird.
That's
Do
not.
you even know who
They
that
cut
guy is?
Mohamed Sanu. They cut. Why did they cut him?
Sanu.
That
We
was a
have
shocker to
Jacoby
me, to be honest
Myers.
with you.
I mean, James White's gonna have an unbelievable year. This might be
Yeah.
his like
Out of the
best
backfield,
year,
man. That
best
kid's-
year ever.
Yep.
But the defense wasn't. The defense didn't look terrible. I think that the Patriots held a lot in their playbook. I think they're just kind of teasing because here's the deal.
Yep.
They
I
don't
was just gonna
know.
say that
They
too.
have no idea how to game plan for the Patriots. I mean, they have
Right.
somewhat of an idea,
Right.
right? And I'm sure they'll go back to some Carolina highlights and try to figure out, okay, what did Carolina do? But
It's not the
this isn't Carolina. This is Josh McDaniel.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Bill Belichick.
And
man.
this is Belichick. But Josh got he's got the hand on the clipboard and he's calling the shots and Bill's saying, here you go, Josh.
Yeah.
Show me what you got. Show me what you're working with.
Yep.
And I think that the Patriots just kind of like showed a little bit. And they're going to continue to show a little bit. And the playbook is going to grow bigger and bigger every single week. And they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
People want to hate and say, oh, whatever. Yes, I said 12-4. I might have been drinking a little bit. I think 10-6 is very
Look, it's a-
realistic.
yeah,
Without
I
a
think
doubt,
Buffalo-
They'll be the
Buffalo's going to be a problem.
but I'm sticking with my 12-4
Right,
because
okay.
I said it, and I'm not going to
I
go back
respect that.
on it.
Nope.
But Cam is going to be a problem, and they're going to have to try to defend these guys.
Yep.
Tony Michelle, and when you have a two-back set, and you're running read option, and your quarterback can go one way, and then you have like Sony Michelle's not a bum by any means.
No.
Right.
He's got speed. He hits the gap hard. You can't catch him when he goes by it. James White catches every ball out of the backfield. I mean, I love the Patriots
No,
this year.
their offense
They're-
looks good, man.
Yeah.
You do the most with what you got.
Yeah.
And Belichick always gets the most out of what he's got.
Sure.
He's the master of that, man. He's
Dude, he
squeezing blood
sucks
from a
every
stone.
juice out of that
Yeah,
grape,
man.
I'll tell you right now.
So, Patriots fans are happy.
Yeah.
A
I'm
couple other
happy.
fan bases
Realistic.
happy.
I'm happy.
The Chiefs fans are happy.
Yeah.
The Steelers fans should be happy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the Giants. It was the Giants, but
How about
the Steelers run defense is sick. I'm just saying.
It is.
stupid? But I don't know if they're that sick or if the Giants are lacking offensive line.
Well, it's still
And
Saquon.
I think we're in like the middle of both of what you're saying.
Yeah, but their run defense was good. Their pass rush wasn't that great.
I
'cause-
thought
I feel like Danny Jones was under pressure
because
more
you
than
don't
half
have
more
an
than half the
offensive
time.
line.
Yeah.
Barkley had 12 carries for -2 yards at one point in the game.
He only had 5 yards rushing.
Who has ever done that? This guy has averaged more yards. Well, he's a third back in the last 3 years. He averages 119 yards from scrimmage.
Yep.
Only 2 players have been better than him.
Yep.
A Cowboy and a Panther.
Yeah.
Right?
Easy Ed.
And he only had maybe
Christian
like
McCaffrey, yeah.
75 yards all game last night. What did he end up with receiving? I don't know.
I don't know. He had that one big
Yeah, that one big
38-yard
play.
run. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
so he was,
fantastic.
awesome.
He's the
probably
best
40 plus yards.
I do have some breaking news here, though.
Oh, okay.
Luke Voigt now leads the major leagues in home runs.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
He just hit a 462-foot bomb.
Luke Voigt.
17 home runs. He leads major leagues.
Hey, I'm sure that'll look good from the couch when they're watching the World Series.
Yeah. Well, if the league has their way, the Astros are going because
Yeah.
having the World Series in Houston, the ALCS in Houston. I hope they don't make it.
Yeah.
Not just because I hate them, but just because I'll just shove it up Major League Baseball's ass.
I hate him.
I hate them. I hate them more than the Red Sox and the Orioles now.
Nice.
But we'll talk. We'll get to that another day.
So
Yeah.
back to what we were just talking about.
We're talking about
something-
happy fans.
The New York Giants.
Oh, the New York Giants. One thing I'm going
Not
to say
happy.
about the New York Giants, and if you read the Sharp 5 report, once again, this is like Nostradamus. This guy calls everything. He's fantastic.
He did pick it.
He said, and this is not verbatim, Danny Jones is going to turn the ball over, which he did.
Yep.
He said the Giants' offensive line was very shaky. They are.
They pass protected decent, better than they have in the past 2 seasons.
You know what?
saw a
This is
lot
what
of
I'm going to
promise.
say. This
A
is
lot
what
of
I'm going to say
promise.
about Daniel Jones. I think he's a pretty good
I
quarterback.
think he's better than pretty good.
He throws the ball very good.
He
The
threw some.
problem-
Yeah.
He extends plays, and that's why I like him.
This is why he's not better than average. He's just average. Because when he gets that ball in that little 20-yard area called the red zone,
Yes,
the field is this
Agreed.
big to him,
I know it.
and he can't handle
I
it.
know it.
He will.
He
though.
can't
He will.
handle it.
He will be able to handle it.
Yes.
But he
He'll get
can't.
there. He'll
Right
get-
now, he's not there. Well, I'm just saying. That's why he's not above average yet.
And I will
In
not.
the middle of the field, so that ball he threw to Slayton, what was that, 62 yards?
Yeah.
That thing was on a dime. That was a
Beautiful.
great play.
We can talk about that kid all day too, because that guy is a stud. Darius Slayton is a stud.
The
On
Dan-
my-
I made my kid draft him. I'm like, no, you're taking him.
on my fantasy.
And he didn't
bench.
start him. He didn't start him.
Me
Dylan, I know
neither.
you're watching upstairs.
I didn't.
That's what you get for not. You still won.
Hey, don't worry about it. I drafted him
It
too, and he
cost
wasn't
me a
starting for me
W.
either.
Cost me a W.
Yeah.
No, listen. I like him. I like.
Slayton is going.
I never thought I was going to say this, and I know I have a lot of friends that are watching that know how much I despise the Dallas Cowboys. I never thought I would say this, but I am so thankful that we have Jason Garrett. Somebody punched me in the face for saying it, But listen, that 19 play drive, that was Jason Garrett, man. Those two misdirection plays where Jones rolled right and threw back across the field.
Yeah.
I mean, when Eli did that, tell me you held your breath every time Eli did that because more times than not, that was going the other way for 6.
Yeah.
I mean, Saquon was wide open on the other side of the field with their beautiful throws.
I have a joke for you.
Good plays.
God.
Good plays.
Do you know what the relevance is between Jason Garrett and the Dallas Cowboys this year?
What's that?
They're both starting out 0-1.
Did it take you this whole 49 minutes to think of that one, Ryan? Come on,
Nah,
man.
because Dennis just said I was drinking a lot talking about the Patriots. So, I love Dennis, and I'm gonna. I was waiting to respond to it.
It's okay.
No.
But listen, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're 0-1 and you're angry. If you're a
Oh.
Giants fan, us,
So
we're a Giant. You're 0-1 and you're not angry
So
because
I'm
I saw a lot of really great things last night.
Yeah, and we talked briefly, Scott, last night after the game, and I saw a lot of really good things. I saw Daniel Jones with some very positive passes. He can run, and a lot of people forget that the kid can run.
Yeah.
The kid can run.
He put some weight on, man. You see his guns, dude?
We're so yeah. I said that actually to my buddy I was watching the game with. I'm like, dude, his arms he got big.
Someone on the bench with his sitting there and his arms were huge.
He's got a lot of promise. He's gonna be better than what he is right
He's
now.
been doing a lot of squats.
Yeah. You can't even
Boo this guy.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
Actually, no, but I will say one good thing that I saw last night. That wasn't the Giants' offense. I thought the Giants' defense looked pretty good.
Except for the middle of the field. Listen, I've been a Giant fan.
Blake Martinez
He's a
is the
monster.
best addition that you guys.
He's my favorite player on the
got.
Giants right now.
No,
I know I have a
best
giant
addition that you guys got.
7-foot high Saquon Barkley on my wall over there.
Yeah.
But if they have a Blake Martinez one, I'll put it right next to him. Because
Blake
that dude is a
Martinez,
stud. I love that guy.
I can't believe the
Huge
Packers.
pickup.
I can't believe the Packers.
Huge pickup.
Just let him go.
Like,
But what I was excited about, I've been a Giants fan my whole life. Okay, so it's always been the same thing. Well, ever since we got Harry Carson and LT retired, the middle of the field is always wide open against the Giants. That's how you beat them. What's his name? Cowboys receiver, not Novacek, not the
Witten.
Mark Witten made it. Mark Witten's from the Indians. Jason Witten made a freaking living against the Giants in the middle of the field.
He did.
Yeah.
And it's still the same thing over. Like, how many passes did Juju Smith-Schuster catch over the middle last night?
I think
when he had a guy who's 6'4" going against Peppers. Now, I like Jabril Peppers. The guy's tough, but he should not be downfield covering Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm sorry.
You're just hating on him because he's a Michigan man.
No, I'm not. Juju? I'm not hating on him.
Juju on that beat. USC.
But so is Jabril, though.
USC. No, Juju's USC.
Jabril Peppers is a Michigan guy. I like him. He's a stud on punt returns, too.
Yep.
Setting up the great. Anyway, our pass rush was fantastic last night.
It was really
we got
good.
to the quarterback, man, and I have not seen a pass rush like that since the Super Bowl, our last Super Bowl season in 2012.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw a good pass rush.
Oh, listen, the Giants' defense looks good. And one thing I will say is that Pittsburgh Steelers, they're not just your basic football team.
They're good.
They're good.
No,
I was
they're
impressed
good.
with them.
Big Ben's the quarterback.
I can't stand him. I tried to get on board with the Big Ben Express. I don't like him. It's just his face, man. Every time I look at him, I just want to punch him in the face.
One thing I'll say.
He's a good quarterback, though. I give him. He's dramatic.
He's one of the best quarterbacks that
I'll give him that
we've been able to watch. He's not like a. If we go in tiers.
How many rings does he have? 2.
2.
Yeah, who's Eli?
He's got 2.
Just saying.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna refer to Eli.
Yes.
You got to put Eli and Ben in the same category.
Of course, they came in the league together. So all right, let me
Same
ask you guys this.
Him and Rivers.
So yes, I was gonna bring that up.
Unbelievable quarterback draft class.
So let me ask you guys this question, and I know where I stand, and I'll let you know I'll tell you where I stand after you guys give me your opinions. Philip Rivers. Okay, everybody hates on Eli, right? I get the whole I don't want to play for the Chargers, I want to play for the Giants, whatever. That was so long ago. That was young Eli being whispered by his father, blah blah.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, and it turned out good because you can't really. There's nothing bad you can say about Eli as a person. You can't say anything bad about Eli. And Philip Rivers, I guess he's a pretty good guy. But why does Philip Rivers not get the vitriol that Eli gets? Because he's in New York. Philip Rivers hasn't done. Philip Rivers has never done a thing. Philip Rivers is the best regular season quarterback ever.
Oh no. Philip Rivers has done a lot of things, And there's one thing he's really good at.
Having kids.
Having kids.
Thank you.
He's
That dude is a
worst-
baby making machine.
worst pullout game ever.
You bring up
Oops,
a,
I did it again.
All right, so
All right.
you bring up a really good point though.
I don't. He
Like,
brings. Yeah, I mean,
New York, LA Chargers. Do people even know that
Well,
the
he plays
LA
in-
Chargers exist?
got
he's in
the
the.
Rams.
He's on the
Yeah.
Colts now.
Right.
No, but I'm saying back.
Right. But he's
you know,
terrible.
But you're
Nobody
going back
likes
to Eli time, right? So
Nobody likes Chargers.
Nobody likes the Chargers. I mean,
I
really,
used to love when the
got
Pats
another-
beat up on him every year, and
You got
when
another
LaDainian
LA team,
Tomlinson
too.
was
Yeah,
you
hiding
ain't
in on the
cheating, you
bench.
ain't trying.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Take a
So
seat.
yeah, all right. Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who thinks
No,
that Philip
I
Rivers
agree with you
sucks.
100%.
No, that's New
I'm
York.
not. I'm not a fan of him, and I think he's a jerk on the field. I think he's a crybaby, and I think he gets way too much credit. He's never done a thing in the league. He's great during the regular season, and he does nothing in the
You did
playoffs.
say he is one of the better regular season quarterbacks, though. I mean, he is but that's it. That's whatever. It is what it is. He
And
doesn't have
I know
anything
it
else to
takes a
prove.
village, right? But other quarterbacks have done more with less.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom
Right?
Brady.
You had
Yeah, right.
arguably one of the best running backs in the history of the NFL on your team, and you couldn't make it to a Super Bowl. You had
Yeah,
great.
but why-
You had a great defense.
But
You had-
why didn't they get there?
The Patriots.
Well, I mean, that's a big hurdle to jump.
Absolutely, but still, I mean, listen, I know all about that. My Knicks couldn't get past the Bulls when in the '90s, so
Mhm.
I'm not saying that Brady
I
took
love
any
that
rings.
Starks dunk on the baseline.
That was awesome.
That was one of my favorite dunks, and I hated the Knicks.
Yeah, I know.
I can't hate them now because they just, you know.
So,
they get a
listen,
shitty
there were
team.
some great matchups this week. We didn't talk about one team that nobody's really talking about. They really had a fantastic Sunday, and I told my son's a huge fan, and
Green Bay.
I told him before the season that they're going to have a good year and they're going to contend. They're going to make some people very uncomfortable in January. That's the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh,
Mhm.
Arizona.
My son's the only Arizona Cardinals fan that I know.
I do remember you saying that. Actually,
He is
now
a
that I
very
think
big
about
fan.
it.
He adores them, and he is ecstatic as the fact they have D Hop. But he's wanted the Kyler Murray jersey for the last year and a half. Now he wants a D Hop
D-Hop.
jersey, and he wants a DeAndre Hopkins jersey.
Who does?
We talked
He's
about
arguably like
He's so
top
good, man.
2 or 3 in the game.
we talked about this on our last episode that we had on our show. All
Sleeper.
three of us said that they're going to be a big sleeper team.
Sleeper.
Kyler Murray's going to be fantastic. D Hop added. Listen, they're going to be like Ray and Kev always say, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem team.
They're going to be a handful, and the 49ers saw it.
Yeah.
Now I still think that was a little bit of because listen, the 49ers are in trouble right now. Now Kittle's hurt, and he may not.
I saw
come
that.
back. He's
what
got
was it, his knee.
He's got a hyperextended knee, and
Which
that's tricky. It might be 6 weeks. It could be
an ACL.
could be longer than 6 weeks, but they're in trouble.
He's not out 6 weeks though.
I heard 6 weeks.
That. Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's-
this morning I heard 6 weeks on NFL Network. Yep.
I'm glad he's my quarterback that I kept.
I'm gonna switch
So
my
I mean,
starter.
listen, it could be he could come back in 2 weeks. These guys are freak athletes,
Yeah.
and he's awesome.
Kittle's
And they're gonna feed him
But
whatever
they
need.
have one thing that's going against them, the 49ers. They got Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback.
Mm.
That guy's overrated.
I would agree.
And everybody, if you remember, as a Pats fan, you remember when he left, and everybody's like, "Oh, what are the Pats doing?" Belichick would not have let him go if he didn't think that. He knew, right? I'm not saying he sucks because he's in the
did he
NFL.
know? Because there was a lot of animosity about all that.
Nah, listen,
I don't
Belichick knew.
think the guy
No one outsmarts the
guy
hoodie, man.
just played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And I don't
wasn't-
think
it
was the
wasn't because of him.
It wasn't the quarterback's fault.
but
No,
it
the
wasn't.
Niners had a
It wasn't
great
his fault that
defense.
they got there.
They had a
either.
great
Their
defense.
defense was the reason they got there.
100%.
Jimmy G is like, he's a step above Tannehill. And no, listen, that's it. We'll go there in a
Okay,
minute.
all right. How about
'Cause I
this?
think the
So no,
Titans.
hold on. Whoa.
I like the Titans.
I like the Titans.
So all right, you have Tannehill, Danny Jones, and Jimmy G all in the same group. You got to pick one of them.
I'm taking Danny
Who do
Jones.
you pick?
I'm taking Danny Jones.
times all day.
all day.
Okay, well I'll take Jimmy G,
All right.
and I'm gonna win more than you are.
I don't know.
Garoppolo is not some bum. You just compared
not
him
saying
to
he's a bum.
Tannehill.
Because
You
he's a game
compared him to
manager.
Tannehill.
He's a game manager. Watch him play the Super Bowl. They lost the Super Bowl because he made mistakes in the
A
fourth
game
quarter.
manager. Did you really just say that?
Yep. I'm calling it. I don't think that Garoppolo.
Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. That everything up
You
going
can't-
into it. What was Tom
No.
Brady? What was Tom Brady?
You can't. I'm not.
What was he?
Tom Brady has
Game
that
manager.
thing.
Nope, game manager.
Nope.
He
Tom
developed
Brady.
over time.
Tom Brady. But here's one thing that he has.
He was throwing the ball. I don't know if he had a season over 3,500 yards in his first 3 seasons as an NFL quarterback.
It's because he had shit for receivers. So here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I will tell you. Tom Brady has that thing that you get once in a lifetime. He's a once in a lifetime, a generational player. He has that it factor, something that you can't explain. Like intangibles. He has the thing that there's no description for that stat. He has the intangible. Derek Jeter had it. Derek Jeter was not the greatest shortstop of all time. Derek Jeter had shit range. Okay? But Derek Jeter had that. He's a winner. Tom Brady is a winner. Derek Jeter is a winner.
Sure.
Patrick Mahomes is a winner.
Mhm.
Drew Brees is a winner. Yes and no. But I hesitate to say that. I'll take that back. Drew Brees, while he's the greatest regular season quarterback of all times, right? Because he has won a Super Bowl. I get that. But Drew Brees is a stat patter. That's just my opinion. But the guy has he has that like chutzpah, right? You know what I'm saying? Has the Derek Jeter, the Tom Brady's, the Michael Jordan.
Sometimes you need that.
He's got that charisma.
He does,
that,
man.
He's got
It's
that will.
You can't
It's
just.
all about the willpower.
You can't coach that. You can't teach that. Some guys have it, and it's generational, right? Mike Trout.
Big time.
Yeah, it's guys like him that you just can't teach what he has.
Ice water in the veins.
Facts. And Jimmy Garoppolo does not have that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I could be wrong. But right now, I'm saying no, he does not have that.
Yeah. You can't discount Jimmy G, but.
Somebody wrote as me on the comments. Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
Let me guess who that was.
Yeah.
Upstairs. Yeah. It's my lovely assistant.
I was just gonna say.
She's a Peyton Manning. I did not see that. I like Peyton.
Yeah.
But listen, we're talking about. So we'll we'll segue right into this. We'll segue into the great debate. It's a new segment I'm trying every week. It'll be a different topic. But since you guys were on this week, we're gonna go with the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So you saw my post, right? I just threw random people out there. I had to include Brady. That was my quarterback Mount Rushmore. I put Brady out there. I put Montana out there. I put Peyton up there, and I put Elway up there. Okay, you could take your pick, and any one of those guys can be it. But based on Brady's 6 Super Bowl rings, he has to be the greatest quarterback of all time. That's just my opinion. Because you can argue this every way. It's like who's the greatest basketball player. It's all generational, right? Because before Jordan, it was Bill Russell, in my opinion. Yeah. Or Kareem. But it's all generational, right? Because Bill Russell played at a time where everybody in the league was like 6 foot. He was a 7 foot. He was like the first real 7-footer.
Yeah.
And he never had to worry about it until Wilt came around.
Yeah.
So it's the same way, if Peyton did not play at the same time that Brady played, Peyton would have won a whole lot more Super Bowls than just 2.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I saw a lot of. You looked at my comments. I got a few Montanas, which listen, that's arguable. Montana is great, man.
I don't think he was the best San Francisco 49ers quarterback.
You think Jimmy Garoppolo is the best quarterback? You think Steve Young is the best quarterback?
Steve Young.
Yeah, Steve Young was great,
Steve
man.
Young did way more than Montana. All Montana did was drop back and throw the ball.
You're
Steve
right.
Young created plays.
Yeah. Listen.
Steve Young. I love Steve Young.
Yes. Everybody has a different opinion about it. And listen, Steve Young is right there for me, but I think Montana was better. But I still think it's Tom Brady and then everybody else. And that's what the majority of people on my post were saying Brady. Wow. Now, I did have a friend, and I'm not going to say his name. A friend of mine says that John Elway sucks. John Elway, no. John Elway is not trash.
You got to stop watching the Canadian Football League.
Nobody watched. Nobody said Dan Marino. I was very shocked about that. Nobody said Marino. Nobody said Breeze.
Favre.
Nobody said Favre.
Well, because Favre's throwing the ball. He has more completions. He has more interceptions than Danny Jones has completions in his career.
Fact. But see, and I don't hate. I love bringing up Eli, but I'll bring it up. Let's compare Eli and Brett Favre. Brett Favre, he won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yep.
96.
And then he won again against the Broncos. No,
No.
I think he's
He has
got
one.
He has
got one.
one. Okay,
Yeah,
so he has
He's
one.
got one. Aaron Rodgers has.
Yes, that's correct. He
Yes.
beat the Steelers.
That's right. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so Brett Favre has one Super Bowl.
So he's got one.
But why does everybody love Brett Favre? Brett Favre,
I mean, he was the
Well,
he was the king of interceptions.
because
Dude.
he taught Marino. Who did that? Yards.
Okay, big
he
deal.
was, Favre was like the face of
Listen, but
quarterbacks
But why?
for a very
I,
long
I
time.
think Brett Favre
Lombardi,
was so overrated.
it's the whole
Yeah,
aura
it's
of
you're right.
Lambeau Field.
There you
Lambeau
go. But
Field
there
thing,
you go again with the winner. Brett Favre had the aura.
Yeah.
But he
He
didn't.
only won once.
Eli Manning didn't send a picture of his penis to anybody. I'm just saying. But not that we know of. Except
That's
that maybe he
true.
did to me.
That's true.
That's between me and him.
Hey, I mean, listen, we don't judge here,
Right.
so it's fine. You know.
But I
No,
think
you're
Brett
right,
Favre gets knocked down 10 points because he played for the Jets.
Yeah.
And then you had
Jets,
that argument of
He did take him though. He did take him to the
the playoffs.
AFC Championship.
No, he didn't. When he played for the Jets, he didn't go to the. No, Mark Sanchez took him to the AFC
Oh
Championship.
my God, I forgot about Mark Sanchez.
What? Yeah, he took him to the
Brett-
AFC Championship against the Steelers.
Brett Favre.
Look it up. Somebody look it up. Did Brett Favre take the Jets to the AFC Championship?
I'm gonna say yes, he did.
My wife says Marino was stupid.
Marino's
Troy
Troy
Aikman. She said, my wife said
Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
That's Troy
Troy
Aikman.
Aikman.
Huh?
Yeah, you might as well
Listen.
throw Terry Bradshaw on there too.
No,
Troy
God,
Aikman-
stop,
Hey,
please.
Troy Aikman had some weapons. though.
Listen, Troy Aikman
Yes.
can't even complete
Anybody
a
that
full
played for the
sentence.
Cowboys in that era is not the greatest of anything. That whole team was great. I refuse to recognize Emmitt Smith as the all-time leader in rushing yards because I could have run for 13,000
You had,
yards behind
you had Aikman. You had Emmett
Emmitt
Smith.
Smith. You had
Michael Irvin,
Michael Irvin.
Shane Novacek.
Oh yeah, you guys were. They were
Moose
nasty.
Johnson.
I was gonna say
That was
Daryl
stupid.
Johnson.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's sick. Nobody on that team was the greatest of anything. The greatest running back of all time was Walter Payton.
You know I can argue that.
You can. That's just my opinion.
I go with I love Barry.
Barry was great, man.
Barry and Sweetness was awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Barry,
I
one
just
thing
it's generational.
it is.
Generational.
I grew up watching Walter Payton. Walter Payton never ran out of bounds. Ever.
Did you ever see like Barry? I mean Barry Sanders went wherever way he wanted to go,
Mhm.
and nobody could.
Well, Barry Sanders was probably also one of the.
So
Actually, you could put him as, I would say, easily top 3 best athletes ever.
Are we in
history of
agreement,
sports.
though, that Brady is
I think Brady. Yeah.
the all-time greatest
I mean,
quarterback?
So, for generational purposes, for me, it's Brady hands down. I mean, the guy's got 6 Super Bowl rings. He did it with teams that didn't necessarily have the best weapons for him to use. He created plays. He did things that other quarterbacks were not able to do. Hands down for me, it's Brady.
Yes,
Hands
I would
down.
agree. I
Hands
will
down.
definitely agree. Listen,
I mean, as much as I would love to throw Eli Manning up there just to be a
It's not.
homer,
It's
you
not.
know, Ray's favorite word, homer. You can't compare
you
the
can't.
two.
It's apples and oranges. He's on the next level, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and my favorite thing, and listen, we're going to talk about Eli because we're Giants. My favorite thing about Eli is his humbleness.
Yeah. The guy
Because
never missed a game.
only time he ever missed a game, and God, if I ever see that guy on the street, I will punch him. I won't even say his name. If I ever see him on the street, I will punch him square in his face. He benched Eli for Geno Smith. It's like the ultimate. What did Eli do to you? Did Eli sleep with your wife, bro? Why did you do that to him?
I
You benched him for Geno Smith?
I never understood
Dude,
that, man.
come
So
on.
when we drafted Danny Jones, we knew Eli's time was up, and we knew
Yes.
this kid. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I remember the moment that the Giants drafted Danny Dimes, and I'm like, who the hell is Daniel Jones from Duke? I'm like, Duke?
I'm a college football guy, so I knew who he was.
Right.
But when they picked him, I had to face it every single Giant fan had.
Yeah, and you're looking at the board and you're like, well, there's that kid Haskins. That's
Yeah,
pretty
well,
good.
you know what? How'd that work out?
And yeah, exactly. So, but I know why they picked him. There's a lot of similarities there. I think they like him. I think they both had the same quarterback coach.
They
too,
did.
I
They
believe.
had the kid. Well, Eli actually taught Danny Jones
Right.
his quarterback.
They knew each other. Yeah, they had that.
That was great.
that
It was a natural progression. So
Yeah. So
I think it's great, man.
Yeah. No. I mean.
Is Eli a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
First ballot?
I would think so.
I would like to say yes.
I would.
I really would.
Speaking as listen, I say this all the time. Yes, I have my favorite teams. I have the Giants, the Yankees, and those are my 2 favorite teams in any sport. Okay, but I will always speak as a fan of the game before I speak as a fan of that
Sure.
team.
Absolutely.
Speaking as a football fan, I think it's only right that Eli is top 10 in almost every passing category. in the NFL history, man.
And again,
Yes, he never was the best position. Because listen, the NFL Hall of Fame is not really a Hall of Greatness. It's a hall of mediocrity, I call it, right? Because Joe Namath's in the Hall of Fame. The guy never did anything except went guaranteed Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that was once,
right.
but in the rest of his career, he was trash.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I think
He's in the Hall of Fame, then Eli is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that he was so durable and he played in so many games and he was always there. You could always count on him. He was a great 2-minute quarterback when that 2-minute warning came up. If you were in a pinch, he always came. I mean, for the most part, always came through.
Yep.
He was very clutch. He beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. That itself was a huge feat. And yeah, the guy's a Hall of Famer, man, no doubt.
Facts.
Absolutely no doubt.
Whether he gets in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, it's
either
debate.
way. Yeah.
But there are some staunch haters out there that say, there's no way Eli's a Hall of
And
Famer.
don't get me wrong, there were times where I just wanted to punch Eli Manning in the
I
face.
wanted to show Plant Name on several.
You know,
More than
like,
more than a few times.
Yeah, and it's like, but you know what? He always got up. He would get hit so hard.
Yep.
Just so hard.
Remember the 49ers game?
You know.
Remember the 49ers in the NFC Championship against that guy took the worst beating I've ever seen a quarterback take. It kept getting
up, and he kept acting like nothing happened.
Yeah, remember he got up and he was looking out his ear hole.
He was looking at his ear hole. Yeah,
there's grass in his helmet, and he got up and he straightened his helmet.
Yeah,
drove us down the field. And
I loved him, man. I loved
won the
Eli.
Super Bowl.
I loved him, and yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that I really think Danny Jones is going to be a huge franchise quarterback for them.
Hey, did you guys see that over on in front of my TV? That little thing I put standing up. Nobody can see it on TV, right? On the screen.
It's the GOAT.
It's the GOAT. I put that up there purposely.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I got that. A friend of mine went to they had that GOAT beer from Sam Adams, and for the last Super Bowl they won, and he brought me back that poster, and I love that thing. So I put that up today because that was my pick for the greatest quarterback of all times.
I love it.
But and like Rob Miller says, he put Bradshaw up there too, but it's a different league. Yeah. Hey, someone wrote Johnny U, man. Johnny U was awesome too, but again, different league. Listen, it's a quarterback's league now.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Back then it was not. The quarterbacks, like, you could basically stab the quarterback and get away with it back then. You watch those old from the 60s and 50s, like Gene Upshaw, and there was guys like who the heck was the guy from the Packers? Ray Nitschke. Guys like that, like literally, like would bite your throat out of your neck.
Yeah, they're crazy.
In a huddle, right in a pile. Like you would literally get like stabbed or shot in a game, and they wouldn't even call a penalty on it.
Yeah.
It's like when you say LeBron's the greatest basketball player of all time. No, LeBron is one of the greatest players of all time, but Jordan played in a different era, man. Yeah. LeBron wouldn't last. I would like to say LeBron would not last in that league, and that's a debate for a different day. We can go on and on for another hour just about that. Hours. Yeah, with just that we can talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Favre did not take the Jets either, by the way.
He did. It was Mark. It was Mark.
Was it Mark Sanchez?
Mark Sanchez.
Or was it Chad Pennington?
No, Pennington did get the Jets a playoff win. They beat.
I just have a hard time thinking Sanchez took him that deep.
He did.
He did. He was on a roll there for a little bit. Yeah. Yep. That was a surprise to everybody.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't either. I knew that was false.
Favre had a good stint with the Vikings too.
He did. But he could have took him to the Super Bowl. He threw that pick.
Yep.
Try to force that ball.
So
try to be the hero.
Game?
It was against the Saints. It was the year the Saints won the Super Bowl.
That's right. I knew it was one side. I just got the side wrong.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I remember because he forced that ball, and that was, to me, that was the knock on Favre. Favre always tried to be the gunslinger. He was trying to be the hero, and he was more than often than not he was not. He threw a lot of picks. People threw because he made bad decisions.
People picks in the history of the NFL.
But people dog Eli for making bad decisions. Well, Brett Favre was the worst decision maker ever.
Yeah,
and not just in football. So Brett Favre, big guy.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm not Team Favre.
Yeah.
So I'm Team Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. So all you Pats fans out there that were blowing up my newsfeed with Tom Brady. Blah. We know. Yes, we get it. Yeah. We've only been hearing about this for 19 years. So.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's been going on for a while.
It's time to stop.
It's been heavy for the last 5. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. It is what it is. So it's awesome. So I just did want to mention one thing before we wrap up here tonight. This coming Saturday, if you're local here, there's an event happening in Norwich called the Irreverent Warriors Stookies Hike. And it's a bunch of veterans and active duty, including myself, that we're volunteering our time and money, and we are going to march 10 miles with rucks, 35 to 50 pound rucks on our back, and may or may not be beer in our backpacks while we're walking, but to add a little extra weight. But we are going to walk 10 miles through the town of Norwich, to help bring awareness to veteran suicide and PTSD. It's a fantastic event run by a friend of mine named Doug, and he's on the Guardians of the Purple Heart. I don't know if you guys know them. I'm sure you ride, you both ride.
Sure.
So you've probably heard of the Guardians of the Purple Heart. Yep. So he rides with them. He's organizing the Norwich Silky Hike, the Irreverent Warriors. It's a great organization. It's a great cause. It's something I deeply believe in that I raised some money for over the summer, and those guys are fantastic. So Saturday should be an awesome day. So if you're out and about and you go through the town of Norwich, look for me. I'll be wearing super short shorts. If you don't know what silkies are, they're basically loose underwear. So I'll be wearing those almost like tighty whities, but mine they'll know me because I have the American flag ones on. So
What time
that
does
kicks
start?
off. I think we leave the parking lot, the commuter lot in Norwich, or by the DMV at 9 a.m. I think we're going in waves because we don't want to upset King Lamont, so we have to leave in separate waves of people so we don't exceed the amount of people. So we walk 10 miles, 5 miles out and 5 miles back, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And we're all going to be marching out there. It's going to be a beautiful day for an awesome cause. So Irreverent Warriors Silky Hike on Saturday, this coming Saturday in Norwich, Connecticut, starting at 9 a.m. It goes out till 4, and then they have an event at the casino at Mohegan Sun for us afterwards.
Very cool.
So it's going to be pretty cool. Fun day full of some camaraderie and some shenanigans, I'm sure.
I think I'll be working, so I'll be sure to
stop by.
I'll be sure to track you down and flash the
I'll be
lights
out
at
there.
you
I'll look for you.
walking by.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So
Yeah.
I just want to thank you guys again for coming in. It's been an awesome talk. We did go off the rails a little bit, but I think it was good.
It was
a good conversation.
We tend to do that. That's one
That's
of the
okay.
things that we do.
Listen,
We
that's
kinda,
why we. Yeah.
It is what it is. We have a good
Scripted
time.
sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
It's tough sometimes,
Scripted sucks, and it's a good time.
Yeah.
And have fun. And you guys are awesome, man. I want to do this again. We should keep doing this every once in a while.
I think we all share the same passion. So beer, sports. I mean, it's pretty easy. So it's easy for us to get together whenever and do this.
Totally.
So I'd rather talk shit to two of you than one of you.
Yeah. Sometimes it just gets a little old.
As a Pats fan, you can talk shit all you want.
Yeah,
as a Red Sox fan, you need to shut up.
Yeah.
So
you have
enough. Whoa.
You're not a Red Sox fan?
Yeah.
Okay, so what? No.
Whoa,
We're talking about this year right now.
Okay.
We're talking about this year. You guys are in last place.
But we'll both be teeing off at the same time.
I don't think so.
We'll see what happens.
You guys,
we'll be teeing off. Chapman in his shitty pants. Okay.
We're not going to talk about that.
No. That's for another day.
Yeah.
We didn't even touch the Yankees tonight. We'll do that another day.
You're not.
Actually, you know what?
We're going to touch them right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
The Celtics are up by 3, by the way, in the third quarter.
Right,
2 minutes to go. So we are going to touch on the Yankees because right now the Yankees are touching the Toronto Blue Jays 12-1 in the 5th inning. So
I'm
sorry,
know about that?
It's the 3rd inning. So
guess what? The Yankees are back, baby.
We're back. 6 in a row.
You know, maybe when the Yankees
isn't the Coltrane pitching tonight too?
Coltrane.
How many games?
He is.
How many games are left?
Doesn't matter.
19.
Well, no, it does matter.
Only Red Sox fans ask that. They can't wait to end the season.
No, but I just want to know how many games you guys need in order to sneak in.
We're in right now. We're in the 6th spot.
You're in the. Oh, you're in the.
There's 8 teams going this year.
Oh, in the 6th spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
what an accomplishment.
All right.
Oh boy.
You're in.
Salty.
Can't win it if you don't get in.
That's it.
Listen, and
you know what though? When the Yankees are in the playoffs and playoff baseball starts coming up, we'll definitely have to get together and do another maybe do a Yankee show.
Davey's pitching, by the way. Davey Garcia's pitching.
Oh, he is.
Tonight,
okay,
yeah.
good.
Yep.
Good. He's good. He's a
Listen,
little
best
mini
of
Pedro
luck to you and
Martinez.
your Yankees.
Yeah. Tell you what, man. Thanks very much for having us on. We
Yeah.
appreciate it, man.
Great beers, man. Thanks for bringing.
Yeah.
We drank a Great Day IPA from Bad Sons out of Derby, Connecticut,
Yep.
and we drank Superman Punch in
Yeah.
honor of your Superman there. And
Super
listen, I know I have some friends, and I don't know if she's watching right now. I have a friend who's a very big Pats fan. She lives in North Carolina. He loathes Cam Newton, and it has been such a pleasure to bust her stones over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it's been, because she hates Cam Newton, and she was like, "There's no way he's going to the Pats." And that day, the first thing I did as soon as I heard that news was shoot her a text. And she's a buddy of mine, a buddy that I served with in the Navy. It's his wife, but she hates big Pats fan, but she hates Cam Newton. But I said, now I asked her last night, how's it feel to root for Cam Newton? I was rooting for the team.
Classic answer.
Classic answer.
Love
Okay,
Cam,
so
man. Love Cam.
it's been a great night, guys.
Yeah.
We went over a little bit, but that's awesome, man. I love when I don't care about how long we've been
Yeah.
going.
We have a good time doing
We have a
it.
great time, and
Are we
You're
done?
guaranteed if you have us on your show, you're guaranteed to go over an hour easy.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
easy.
No doubt.
So, what do you say next time we try to do this on location? Let's go to location.
Yeah, let's go somewhere.
I know that if I call Rob or Joe up at Epicure, man, they'll set us up. So
We
I'm,
gotta-
I'm doing it there this week. So
Listen, we can get a spot.
if you're looking for me this week, I will be. My show will be pre-recorded this week. I'm doing a show at Epicure this week with Phil Pappas. He's the president of the Connecticut Brewers Guild. So it's a big show for me this week. I'm hoping to open some more doors with that, and I look forward to talking to Phil and hearing what the Connecticut Brewers Guild's got going on and what they're all about, and what they're doing for the craft beer community, especially here in southeastern Connecticut. So once again, thanks to my sponsors, GNS Automotive, Unify. Also, I have these guys. I also have Epicure Brewing and Imperial Essentials. You guys are awesome. I thank you so much for your support. Viewers, I definitely appreciate you guys. If you're downloading my podcast, I went over 150 downloads last week, so I was pretty happy.
Fantastic.
So
Good, man.
that's a
Good
big
for
step
you.
for me, man.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at doing more, getting bigger, man. We're looking at doing bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Making the show better a little bit at a time. You can only do with the time you have.
Hey,
But
you know what? You have fun doing it. That's half the battle.
so this is me and Chris from DuNott Sports. If you guys like sports, you really got to get on their podcast. You guys are available on YouTube. You guys have a website up yet?
Website's under construction right
Mine
now.
too. So
Yeah.
we're both good. I have I'll have to give a shout out to Unify, my girl Laura at Unify. She's been helping me with my marketing and everything along the way. She's doing a great job. She's helping me build a website, and she's doing it in her free time.
Nice.
And she's helping me and learn it, and she's doing a fantastic job. She's giving me a little sneak peek of my website. Last week I met her at Epicure to talk about it, and it looks fantastic. So we made a few minor changes, and that should be done soon. So
Nice.
stay tuned for that.
Yep.
DuNott Sports will have theirs up. You guys are up on all the same platforms as me too. So
Yeah.
YouTube.
Check out the Sharp 5.
Take out
Yeah.
Sharp
Check out
5
the
on
Sharp
Friday
5.
afternoon, right?
Sharp 5.
Friday evenings.
Yep, Friday,
Sharp
6
5. If
o'clock.
you're looking for those bets this weekend,
It'll
if
be
you're
up.
gambling, which is legal now, right? Were we legal?
I mean, I don't know.
If that's your thing,
Hey, we all know a
hey,
guy.
hey.
We all know a guy who knows a guy. You know what I mean?
It's a thing. It's a thing. So listen, if you're gonna go out this week and pay some money, make sure you pick into the what is it?
Sharp 5.
Sharp 5, and you guys, that's Friday evening at 5, right?
Friday at 6.
6
It'll
this
be
week.
posted on our website.
Yep. And
It'll be
then
on
we're
our
gonna do
YouTube channel.
Then we got
Yes.
our live show is this Friday at I think
Live
we're
show
gonna do
Friday at
7 o'clock.
7. Yep.
7 o'clock
So
Friday night.
Sharp
So
5 report for all your picks over the weekend. Our guy right now is 4-1,
nice.
so that's pretty good.
Yep.
Against the
That's actually
spread.
really good against the spread. And then so that's going to be at 6, and then 7 o'clock Friday night we're going to do our live show with our other partner Kev, and we're gonna do some week 2 football predictions and catch up on a little NBA, maybe a little baseball, depending on how it goes, and we'll go from there. So definitely check us out, and we appreciate you giving us a shout out and having us on the show, man.
Always, man. It's what we do.
Yep.
We got a small town, same town, and we're both out here for the same thing, man.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing a fantastic job. You guys have one of the best podcasts I listen to. I mean, actually, other than mine and Joe Rogan's, it's the only podcast I listen to.
Well, hey, listen, we're up there with some greatness. That's pretty legendary right
So,
now.
you guys are doing a great job, man. And you guys
Great.
listen to these guys, DuNott Sports. Check out their Facebook page. Check out their Instagram. You guys are on Twitter, right? I don't do Twitter. I hate Twitter.
I can't keep
Not a
track of
Twitter.
all of it.
TikTok. You guys doing
Hey,
TikTok?
we'll
You guys
leave-
dancing on
yeah,
TikTok?
that'll be
All right.
the
So check them
The
out.
kids do.
Yeah,
Kids
our
do it.
significant others are on
We'll leave the
I
tweeting.
tried to do the TikTok, and I was on it. I had like 5 followers, and I'm like,
Just get rid of that.
yeah, I got rid of that.
They're
Like,
all
I think we have 3 followers
do
on
know-
Twitter, so we're gonna
you
get
know
rid of
somebody
that.
who's addicted to
7-year-old,
it.
a 9-year-old, and I'm like,
And I got a 48-year-old upstairs who's addicted to it.
Good
So
stuff.
she does like, hey, come to bed, honey. Dad is too late for this. Looking at every TikTok. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'll
Thank
see you
so
guys
much.
soon, and we'll do this
Absolutely.
again. We'll get a spot on location, and
Yeah.
we'll spread out, man. Maybe we can do a little roundtable. Bring Kevin too.
Yeah,
I'd like
no,
to have
that would
him
be a
on. We'll do a
blast,
roundtable.
That's
Awesome.
awesome, man.
Okay, so again, next week, look for my show. I'll get more details on when it'll be posted. It won't be a live show because we're changing the format a little bit. We're going, but I'll have Phil Pappas from the Connecticut Brewers Guild on, and we will talk about and see what we're doing there. So until next time, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys are do whatever you can to keep yourself healthy. Make sure you're drinking responsibly, and definitely don't beer shame your friends. Take care, everybody.